디자네타 키와디 주도 딜라 땡이 송을 제바이나 아니 타치 무티니 제메바다 타치바체.
So from this perspective, if after you have ended this life and you're going to be reborn in the lower realms, then it is definite that you will not be able to continue in your practice of the Dharma.
다 밀레 제바이네 잠불린디 밀레 제제 참말로 최고 라빙에바 민도 마랑인다 칸데요로다.
So even if you are reborn as a human, so if we look at this world, this universe, Sambaling that we are in, do all human beings have the opportunity to practice the Dharma? Not, right? It's not that everyone born a human being has the opportunity to practice the Dharma.
제산다 코리오 간데지레 제로예 아니 미장 간데지레 제로예 수수기 옹부 창기 여조 매조 수수 리버 양류 간데 차르예 레레니 지잡나 잠불린디레 제바이나 최다 무튜니 제투그레 세딜레 깔레카고 시부지 튕지 시부지 창공에 간지 멍부지던 절공에 디차되도.
So therefore, the environment that you are in is important, and whether the kind of family that you are born in is also important, and whether you yourself possess the full and complete faculties is also important, and the kind of intellectual capacity that you have, how good or bad it is, they all make a difference. So even if you are reborn in this world, Zambuling, it is not definite that you will be able to continue to practice the Dharma. It can be difficult on one hand because you need to be endowed with all the favorable conditions, and you need to be free from all the opposing conditions.
딘디기 차진 강라 강섬다 창대위원회 창사제부 하시 예산은 뒤지거를 합니다. 테스트 쇼르쇼르 제지마도 빠티슈제 뒤집니다.
So even if you have got the conditions to practice, right? But when you are married, you are so busy with your married life, with your child, with your chores, such that you are not able to devote your time fully to the practice of Dharma. You only have time, when you have time to practice the Dharma. You can't devote it fully.
다 딘디 차장 창 아니 잡아체 다 딘디 잡아 임바 차샤로하다.
So even if you have got all the favorable conditions and you are ordained as a Sangha,
아니 체링류 가지르로다 딘디지레 제발라 차선나다 로자주 스바도다 체링바 차샤로하다 체세 자주 굽주 딘디지로하다 망부대나 규릉부대나.
Then the next question is, how long are you going to live? So we say that if you are going to live to an age of 80 or 90 years old, that's considered a long life. So that is the kind of lifespan you're going to have.
다 로자주대나 로주스 말레버도다 슈제지르게 저거래 요마로다 주정한스버도.
So assuming that you're going to live a life of 80 years, up to the age of 10 years old, there's probably nothing much you can do in terms of your practice. 10 to 15 years, around that period.
첼레야 로야 심부차산에 약간에 가버려도 수부다 템바다 슈제 갈에 가버려도.
And then as you get older, it will be difficult for you to practice as well, because when you get older, then your memory will degenerate, your body will be weak, so you do not have much time, you do not have much so-called conditions for you to practice as well.
다디 버자라 로 죽주지다 슈제가 차샤로다 피다 제딩이 드서이나.
So if you look at it this way, you are left with only the middle section, which is maybe about 60 years, where you can practice the Dharma in a very good qualitative manner.
로 죽주 슈제베기 고급이 등이 미지이나 딘적이 미디기 로니슈니 군소로고. 레로 로니슈.
So for such a person who has got 60 years, to really practice the Dharma seriously and well, of that 60 years, maybe 20 years is the time you spend sleeping.
아니 로니슈 칼라스 알랭이라 칼라 저디 제모고네 사스 둘로티 딘딘딘치니 로니슈 데조르다.
And then of that, another 20 years will be gone because you need to prepare your food, you need to cook, you need to do your household chores, clean your clothes. Then 20 years is gone just like that.
是叫前面的了，怎么领的了结吧？那必大学的了结吧？那他却必大学结束吧？那他轮你学结了的。
So therefore, if you are reborn in this world, Zambuling, in your future life, you are probably going to have only 20 years where you can really practice the Dharma very well. That is only 20 years.
这种他顶着修查我上当人的，那可是怎么领的没一遍，叫我认识牙个现在就有呢，那上当关系差了的。
So when we look at this, then what if we are not coming to this Zambuling, this world? Is there another place where we can go? Is there a better place for us?
顶着今天的这边搞了，那知道上节个特性忙不要的的，上节行动开始了，比大张的我是给推一个的要嘛的是。
So because of this, then we have to look elsewhere. So there are many Buddha fields, Buddha lands, where there are many Buddha lands, but some of them are so good, are so perfect that it is not possible for us to be reborn there.
那开始个杜克王就学着，让想把那地方接，顶着上当个要的，想把那了接在长嘛，那去那么大切土边也把要嘛的，想把那了南巴要的，印度要的，你个要把的熊可能那要的。
So for some of you who have received the initiation of Kala Chakra, you may think that, oh, maybe Shambhala is a place that I can go to. But Shambhala is a pure land where it's a pure land where one is not definite that he or she can practice the Buddha. Why? Because in Shambhala, you have both Buddhists and you also have Hindus. This is something that has been stated in the text itself.
人民去了台湾今开始上多别的些，的了古人们去学要的是呢，马上讲个的用过要的，上多别的了米要的，卡萨新布也比去学过的，的了对的了给呢去也不用也不给要嘛。
So for some of the Nima practitioners, so they may aspire to go to Guru Bridges Pure Land, the glorious Bronze Mountain Pure Land. But even if you are there, it is not definite that you are able to practice the Dhamma because it is said that the Yakshas are born there as well. So it is not definite.
他等到安尼他有了感电了，就是讲跟宿舍个呢，的了特性他就越不给去学过，的有的。 ဒီလဖကေကေကတင်တဲ့ကီလိုဘနာလောလိုက်တတင်တဲ့ရောတဲ့သဖြချင်းကတင်တဲ့ရောတဲ့ရဒီတဒီစံကြီးကကန်ယူနာလောဟာလေဘရှိသဘောကေရောမှာကန်တင်တင်တဲ့ရွေပါဇမ်တင်တဲ့ချီမှာတော့ကန်တဲ့စင်တဲ့ကန်တဲ့ရွေနေချူတင်တဲ့ရွေဒီလက်ကျသဖြဒီတင်တဲ့ကစေဘူးမြင်တို့ဘယ်လိုကျူရှာပါတန်တဲ့ကြာရောပူဒီဒီနာလောလတင်တဲ့စေဘူးမြင်တို့
So there is another Pure Land called Ganden, which is the Pure Land of Maitreya Buddha. So this Pure Land exists, and I know that there are some Galupas who actually practice to be reborn in Ganden. But in the translated words, the Kangyur of the Buddha, it is not stated, there is no clear exposition of how Ganden is like as a Pure Land. There was no clear exposition on how Ganden is like. It just says that yes, Ganden as a Pure Land exists, but how does it look like? And what are the methods that we can employ to be reborn there? There's not much of teaching in that respect. You know, in the translated words of the Buddha, Kangyur, there are 100 volumes of that. Nothing much has been spoken about Ganden.